Welcome to Rhinos and Aliens.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the... I know what it is. It's just, I didn't know how I was going to say it. And I also, had a brain fart. I was about to say After Dark, but then I was about to say Rhinos and Aliens After Dark, so it was going to be mushed together and said some weird-ass word. Let's try this again. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Rhinos and Aliens After Dark, episode 38. You know what time it is. You know what it is. It's where we talk about everything, I guess, in a quick update.
Yeah.
In a quick, rational fashion.
Yeah, from your number one podcasting crew in Western New York.
Yeah, what he said. Yeah.
I got you, bro. I know this is not typical, so.
It's not.
It's not.
I had a long day yesterday.
I know.
Long day. But other than that, what's going on? But before we start this episode, please make sure you do the 3 easy steps. It's nice and free because it's free. You don't have to pay for anything. But number 1, make sure you like this video before we get started. Because if you with the crew, then you with the gang. And if you with the gang, then you with the squad and all that other stuff. Make sure you subscribe. Just make sure you subscribe real quick. And also make sure you hit the bell so you can make sure you get all of our notifications. That is all to do. But before we start anything, of course, my name is the Don Dotto of all Dons. Woo woo. Hello. And we have
J Daddy. Snack Daddy.
Snack
Jordan.
Daddy. Jordan, yes.
Any of those I'll answer to.
And then, of course, Nature Boy guys. You got Francis.
Francis.
So, for Rhinos and Aliens After Dark 38, we got a little bit of everything from shouting some people and things out to corrections to some Buffalo news to some politics to some entertainment, video game news, some business finance news. And then I want to mention one thing about sports, and then that's going to be our episode for the week.
But let's start off with our corrections real quick.
Yeah. So corrections, first and foremost.
Corrections.
This is all sports related.
I know your father. What's that from? You know what that's from?
No, I don't.
Lion King. You knew my father? Correction. I know your father.
When they're in the fields.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because his father's still alive. It's
Yeah.
not even knew my father's in it.
which, by the way, that's one of the best references to The Empire Strikes Back in any film, in my opinion.
Yeah. Good movie.
Yeah.
Lion King. I'd watch it.
The animated.
Yeah.
The
I
2D
I forgot you have to
animated.
be. I forgot you have to be specific now.
Yes. Did you see the 3D live action animated?
Lion King?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that just came out. Well,
Yeah.
it just came out. Came out recently.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
Well, oh shit, 2 years ago.
I don't remember if I liked it or not, but it didn't make an impression on me, so I'm assuming no. I did not like it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's of all the Disney live actions, it's probably the most strict to the original animated film, and it's the worst.
And it's the worst, right? Yeah, I do remember that then. Yeah.
yeah.
I remember I said the same thing that even though it's
It didn't it lacked all the emotions and heart.
yep, it felt like there was no passion in it.
And by the way, I do want to point out that one of the funniest scenes from the film, where Timon and Pumbaa are with the hyenas and they
They're
do
singing the luau. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not in the
Of course
live
it's not.
action.
Why would it be?
And then that epic rant.
Why do I feel like you know what's funny is I know I've seen it, but I can't when I'm trying to think of any image from
just
it.
blinking.
No, it doesn't blink. It goes immediately to the animated one, like the
As it
original
should.
one. Yeah, and I'm just like I can't think of anything from the movie that's like part of that movie.
Yo, my biggest pet peeve is that Scar was so one note.
He was.
Oh my god.
He was very monotone, which in the original he is monotone, but it's his aura is monotone, but he is not. You know what I mean?
No, I
he
know.
has a lot of
His character is monotone, but
Yeah.
his voice isn't.
exactly like he has a lot of ups and downs with his voice and what he does.
Yeah.
But in the movie, he just seemed so.
Yeah. And by the way, besides the scar on his eye, he looks exactly the same as every other line, unlike the film.
Exactly. Yeah, he's not like the black sheep of the family.
No.
You can see he looks almost exactly the same. Yeah.
Bro, if it wasn't for that scar, and depending on the shot of...
You wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you first see him, I don't think it's close up.
No, it's
I
not.
I didn't think he was Scar. I thought he was just another line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch the original.
Now getting into the corrections.
Correction. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The Bills became the first team in NFL postseason history to have no rush attempts in the first quarter. In the playoffs.
Oh, nice.
They're just all passing yards.
And pass attempts. Yeah.
That's cool.
They did win that game, though. It was against the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay, cool.
So it's a
We
bad...
lost against the Chiefs, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, we got our ass.
I didn't watch it, but I was at work. No, I wasn't at work. I was asleep. But
I was
I
was
heard
asleep.
about it.
And then the moment I woke up, I went to work. So
I heard about it.
yeah, at one point the Chiefs went on a 38-3 run.
I saw that. I did see that.
And by the way, the Bills might have been the hottest team going into that game of all the teams. And the Chiefs,
That is what it is.
Now the next correction is about Max Holloway from the UFC. And I mentioned how he broke all these UFC records in his previous match.
When did you mention this? I don't remember you mentioning this.
In an episode you obviously did not watch.
That's because I don't watch everything, Francis. I don't have the time.
You just watched the first 10 minutes.
I watched the first 10 minutes of everything.
Yes.
Almost.
So
Almost. What was like first 5-10 minutes?
As long as it's over 3 minutes, we get the view.
Yeah.
Unless the video is less than 3 minutes, then just the moment you watch it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Last week, I brought up Max Holloway, and I said he broke all these records.
Yeah.
I'm about to get deep with this, bro, and I'm going to blow your mind. Okay, so I'm going to build up to the most impressive one. So in one round, just 5 minutes, he landed 141 significant strikes.
Was the person not blocking?
He had the most significant body strikes landed at 117, the previous record 92. Significant head strikes landed in one match, 274, bro. Can you imagine getting hit in the head 200?
Not by no punk bitch.
Sheesh. That's with jabs, hooks, haymakers, all of that.
Everything, elbows.
Sheesh.
He mixed it up too. He said this was the match where he fell in love with the elbow game. Okay, continuing. Distance strikes landed, 439. The previous record was 281. He broke the record for significant strikes landed. The previous record was 290. He had 445.
Holy fuck, he smashed that.
Yes. Now,
That's ridiculous.
I want to emphasize this, just to put that in comparison. This is the equivalent of Wilt Chamberlain putting up
100 points.
No, but putting up 153 points a few years after he had the 100-point game.
You're just being your own self, you know?
This is like Adrian Peterson putting up 454 rushing yards after his NFL record 296 a few years later. And after this match, he now owns the UFC record for most strikes landed in a UFC career. He surpassed GSP.
And GSP was the man, but not anymore.
Oh, he's still the man, but he just doesn't have that record anymore.
Yeah.
And Holloway has at least a few more fights, so he's going to demolish that record. And then the last correction, you remember how I was talking about Luka, that 35-15-15 game? Mm-hmm. I was completely incorrect. I was saying this was his fourth game with that stat line.
Yeah.
I mixed that up with a different stat line, which I will bring up later. But specifically when he put up 35 points, 15 assists, and 16 rebounds, this was the first game of his career. The reason why this is important, he did this before he turned 22. He is now the NBA record holder for having a game like this at the youngest age possible. Do you know who the previous record holder was?
Oscar Robertson?
Yes.
Well, okay, that makes sense. Makes sense.
But let me put it like this, bro. Oscar Robertson held this record since February 22nd, 1961.
Damn. Why is that shit so long ago? What the fuck?
And I was doing the math in my head. That's basically a full 60 years. It took a full 6 decades for somebody to break one of Oscar's records. When people say Oscar is one of the
best out here,
there's a reason.
60 years? Jeez.
Bro, most people don't even live till 60. And this dude held a record in the NBA.
For 60. For 60 years, guys.
And it had to be beat by Luka, who's been breaking all types of records.
Yeah, at a young age at that. He's not even 20. He's not even 24, 25.
Bro, he's not 22.
He's not even 22. The man just became legal to drink and out here breaking records. Like, what? That is ridiculous.
You're going... Wait till we get to the... Okay, so last week, guys, we mentioned a death, and this week... There's been 2 deaths. There's another sports player who passed away, Hank Aaron. He passed away at age 86. So the best way I thought from a sports perspective to remember him is to just emphasize what records he owns in the MLB, which is over a 130-year company organization. Mm-hmm. When he retired, he owned the home run record. He's still second all time. And when he retired, as well as now, he still owns the most RBIs and the most total bases. And he retired over 40 years ago.
So another almost 60-year-old still holding records. Got it. Got it.
Makes you feel like shit, right?
Yeah.
Yo, that's why when people say athletes are different now...
Yeah, not as much as they was, though.
Perspective.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the second person is the king of what they call radio interviews, Larry King. He died at age 86. The reason why I wanted to point him out, because we're in the podcast game, he has been one of the most famous radio heads that anybody should know of, and he got his name the King for his style of interviews. But in typical Rhinos and Aliens fashions, I just want to point out that he was married 8 times to 7 different women. So not only was he the king...
Wait. How is he married 8 times to 7 different women?
He got divorced and then
Remarried again?
To one of his wives. It was his 3rd or 4th wife, who counted for his 3rd and 4th wife.
Wow. Because that didn't add up to me. I was like, wait. What? That didn't make any
Well,
sense.
it just like with the presidents, how
They can get
Biden is technically the 46th president, but he's only the 45th different person to be president.
Oh, got it.
Yes.
Got it.
So Larry King was winning in basically all facets of life. I just wanted to point that out. And Donyhal is a ladies' man, so I thought that was a good connection.
I mean, it's kind of convenient. It's a little bit.
Besides the whole marriage thing, bro.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
You're one and done.
Yeah, if I even get there. Let's be real. Can't even hold a relationship more than 6 months.
Bro, it's bad if I'm the positive person for the episode.
I'm just saying. I'm just stating the facts. All right?
Amen.
The facts.
And a woman.
Yeah, I guess.
You said the facts, bro. So the first thing I want to shout out is a person. It's a Democrat senator from Vermont, Patrick Lee.
Oh, I know him.
He's been a Batman fan since he was 4.
Oh, nice. How old is he now? I'm just saying, how long has he been a fan? I mean, I know since he was 4, but how old is he?
Well, if you let me finish it, would
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so he's been a Batman fan since 4, or ever since Batman was 5 years old. The
Batman
comic,
or
yeah,
the man Batman?
Batman.
Okay,
the
gotcha.
comic.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Which I don't know how old the comic is. It's in the 60s?
No,
50s,
30s.
30s, yeah.
39, if I'm correct.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did I think it was in the 50s? Oh.
That's probably when it blew up. That's when the TV show was the 60s with Adam West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So he's old then.
Yeah.
He's an old one.
The
But he
fascinating
likes Batman. So.
The fascinating thing though is he's been in basically every single live action Batman film to date.
Has he?
Yeah, he's always playing a politician, obviously.
Oh.
So, for example, from Batman versus Superman, he was one of the politicians that got blown up in the Capitol.
Uh-huh.
And then from The Dark Knight Rises, he was one of the politicians during the whole when Bruce Wayne was losing his money fiasco.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
He's a stereotypical guy with glasses, and he's balding, and he has some white hair.
I won't remember, but
Yeah. Yeah.
So why did you want to shout him out?
I wanted to shout him out because it is important that every individual should be able to read and have access to free reading.
Okay.
So he's a big advocate for library funding. And what he is most known for is being a vocal advocate for literacy and the preservation of libraries so children can have similar formative experiences with literature as he did when he was younger.
Reading Batman.
Well, he started off reading Batman, and then it dived off into many different literatures.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, the second thing I want to shout out is the kindness of strangers.
How kind are strangers? What? You said you wanted to shout out to the kindness of strangers.
It's a film.
Who did something? Oh, okay. Never mind. Thought someone did something nice for you.
Oh, no, not at all.
That doesn't happen.
That does not happen.
Unless it's a movie.
Exactly. So this is a film with a European perspective on 6 strangers in New York City struggling to discover hope, love.
A European perspective. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's basically where these 6 strangers in New York City are struggling to find hope, love, and purpose.
Wow. It's deep, man. Aren't we all, though, just trying to find hope, love, and purpose?
And through the sheer, authentic act of intertwining with each other.
Wow.
Their sense
What a
of,
use of language. Gotcha. Go ahead. Keep going.
their sense of liberation and meaning of family is discovered
Yeah.
through these acts of kindness.
So do they meet each other?
Yeah, by the end of the film, all 6 of these strangers end up having
Babies.
some type of connection with each other.
So
Yes.
do they all know each other?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's not like this person knows this person, this person knows
No,
this
no,
person.
no.
but
It's
this
like
person doesn't
basically
know this
it's
person.
a love triangle with 6 people without love being involved
So
directly.
love hexagon.
Yes,
Okay.
but love
A
hexagon
relationship hexagon.
in the sense of the 2 points that are touching are the ones who love each other.
I get that. Sure, let's do that.
And then also it's a love hexagon because they all have love for each other.
Okay, cool. I don't want to watch this anymore.
No, bro, it's actually the acting is incredible.
Nah, I don't care anymore.
Incredible.
They got action scenes. Does somebody fight?
There's a abusive
No.
police officer husband
Wow, what a bitch.
who's based in Buffalo.
Is it really?
Yeah, the main, I would say the main cast, or the main female, and her 2 children are from Buffalo in
Oh,
the
nice.
film. Yeah.
Nice.
With the abusive cop as a husband.
What a bitch.
Yeah. Yo, it's crazy too because there's this one scene where the husband actually kills his dad because his dad wouldn't manipulate the wife into,
Wow, really?
yeah,
That's pretty nuts.
with a telephone, old telephone. You know, like those old square things and you
Yeah.
put the telephone? Yeah, with that. He just picked it up and was like, bam!
That's how it be. People are crazy.
Yeah. The point that I was trying to make here
It's a very happy film. Guy bashes in his father's school. Sure.
is that it's one of those films that has a realistic take on something that is very fleeting in America.
Why is it fleeting? What's
Because,
fleeting? I should
as
say?
you said, everybody is trying to have hope, love, and purpose.
Yeah, we are.
And many people don't find it.
That's correct. That's because they stopped looking, though. Bunch
We're-
of quitters.
We're not going to get in this. Now going to the Buffalo Public News.
Buffalo Public News, my favorite trivia of today.
And I meant to say Buffalo News, but I'm talking about Buffalo Public Schools.
Buffalo Public School News.
It's official that for the first time in basically 11 full months, Buffalo Public Schools will be opening this week. So whenever you listen to this, for us, it's going to be on Monday. All Buffalo Public Schools will be open with the requirement of face mask and social distancing mandated.
Nice.
How do you feel about that?
It's not going to last.
Yeah.
One kid shows up. One kid that doesn't even show up. One kid tests positive for COVID.
What if a teacher tests positive?
Yeah, they have to. They have to shut everything down.
Well, if a teacher
2
tests
weeks.
positive, I wouldn't. I think there's ways to get around it, but if a kid tests, then
Well, the thing is, I'm not saying they have to shut everything down and keep it shut down, but they have to shut everything down until they let everyone know Then they have to, anyone who may be in,
It's going to be at least 2 weeks because of the quarantine.
That's what I'm saying. And then those people are going to have to quarantine. And then if you have, 80 kids missing from a school that have to quarantine, like...
You might as well shut it down.
Exactly. So it's like that's what I'm saying. Like this whole shit with the schools, ever since they were closing and then not closing and going back and forth, it's all fucking stupid. Do it online or fucking get rid of it. Like, or not get rid of it, but you know what I mean? Like,
to go off of that, how do you feel about schools being in session or not? Not depending on the kids' safety, but the teacher's safety. Like, what if the kids, however...
I actually feel like the teachers are the most safe while they're in school. No, I agree. Because if you think about it, you have one teacher and you have all those kids, right? But the teacher is never all up on the kids like that. You know what I mean? Because the teacher's always in the front of the class, away from the students, teaching or at his desk.
It's this. If anybody is to suffer, it is the students.
Yeah, because the students that's what I'm saying. The students that are 2 feet apart, and there's 20 of them there that are each 2 feet apart from each other. Because it's like a fucking link of Corona. You know what I mean? And like, I give it to him, he gives it to that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a link.
Yeah.
But the teachers, if unless the teachers, like, some teachers do that, but in this day and age, I mean, it's Corona. You don't want teachers going that close to you. You don't want anyone going that close to you. So if the teacher stays in the front of the class and at his desk, you won't have a fucking problem.
But honestly speaking, bro, when did a teacher consistently get up on kids besides Jim?
I agree. So,
which, by the way, if you look up the stats, most people are getting COVID not at their jobs, but at home.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Because that's the thing. At your job, everyone is careful. They're all washing their hands because they know other people are touching this.
Well, it's
at
also
home,
the social distancing too.
At home, you're careless too because you don't think, like you just don't think about it. It's their family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get it, but like I said, the thing is, I don't think the teachers should get paid. They can file for unemployment and get unemployment. But I don't think they should like get their salary or whatever they get paid.
No, that's where it's fucking...
Yeah, if you're not teaching, then you're not teaching.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing it virtually and you're teaching lessons virtually, go right ahead, get paid.
Yes.
But if you're just sitting at home and you want to check because you're too scared to go to work, no, fuck that. You don't get paid for that.
Yeah.
A lot of people are scared to work. You know what they do? They don't work or they go to work and they fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
Does that mean I can just say, I'm scared to go to work too because I work in a fucking retail place? I'm scared to go to work. Pay me. No, fuck that. That's not how it works.
I absolutely love public servants in any form when they're
I agree with you.
When they're doing their job.
I honestly, and I believe still, teachers are one of the most underpaid. For everything that they do, at least, the good ones, they are underpaid.
The good ones.
Yeah.
The problem is with all these unions... There's too many bad ones.
That's what I say. Because there are bad teachers who don't teach shit and they get paid. And if you're not teaching shit and you get paid, then you're making money for no reason. But there are teachers out there who are really, really good and they dedicate time and effort and they don't get paid what they should.
But that's my problem with the whole system. The really good teachers are making the same... If they're in the field for the same amount of time, they're making the same money as the shit ones.
Yeah.
And they're the ones who are getting all the crap.
It really should be performance-based. They really should
Hell yeah.
Because I think that'd be way better. Because if you have say you have this guy who's been teaching for 10 years and out of those 10 years, he's had a 98% pass rate. You know what I mean? But don't just look at pass rate because teachers can pass anybody. Look at the grades and look at the state test and all that stuff. Look at everything.
Now, to be fair, I do feel like if you've been in the system long enough, you should have the rights of not being able to get fired for no reason. Yeah. But there should still be pay scales.
Yeah, there should be pay scales because, like I said, we've come into we've had bad teachers. I mean, you've had almost pretty much the same teacher since 6th grade. Yes. We've had bad teachers and we've had great teachers.
Great, yeah.
We've had great teachers. So
now moving into politics. I want to talk about the whole Robinhood app thing.
Robinhood.
Okay, so. For some reason, people have been trying to say that there's a difference between big tech, Wall Street, blah, blah, blah. But when you think about it, at the end of the day, there is no big difference because at the end of the day, everybody's out to make money and they're out to make the most money as possible and do it as quickly as possible.
That's correct.
And Robinhood is a perfect example when big tech, because it's a tech app, and Wall Street come together.
Yeah, it is. Uh-huh.
And because I've been on Twitter a lot lately, and people have been trying to make a difference, especially using Robinhood. And my entire time, I'm thinking, you guys know Robinhood is specifically an app-based company, and it's using technology to help quote unquote poor individuals to invest into Wall Street.
Yeah.
When at the end of the day, it's just a collaboration between some techies and some Wall Street people.
Guys. Yep.
Which is why we had this situation where for a whole business day, you couldn't invest in GameStop,
Off of Robinhood.
AMC, BlackBerry, and Nokia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty nuts when I heard about that. I was like, what?
And I just wanted to point out,
Doesn't that open them up to a lawsuit though?
yes, but at the end of the day, if certain companies have enough money,
Oh yeah, they'll find a loophole. Of course they will.
yeah.
They'll end up paying like a fee of $2 million or some
If
shit
that,
like
because
that.
if they really want to and be dickheads, they could just push out the lawsuit long enough to where the people who started the suits.
Run out of money. Yeah.
Yep.
I know.
That's what's happening with Marine Land or Road. You know the massive sea base thing, Marine.
Oh yeah.
How
Marine World, right?
Marine World. How one dude has been in a legal suit for 8 years now,
Holy shit.
and he's basically run dry. Even though he's 100% in the right, and he would have won the case, or would have won the case much quicker if he had the money to.
Yeah. It was funny to me because someone mentioned it, and they're like, "Why'd they block people from buying GameStop?" And I was like, "Because they've been robbing the hood so long, they got tired when the hood robbed them back."
Yo, there's a great tweet I came across. It's ironic that the app that's supposedly based off of Robinhood,
robbing the rich to give to the poor,
is doing the complete opposite when it matters most.
Exactly. That's why I thought it was so funny. It's good stuff, man. The world is funny. If anything, it's definitely fucking funny.
One thing I want to remind people politically is that Joe Biden has already signed 40 executive orders in action
40? Holy shit.
in just 9 days in office as of this recording.
Yay.
Wait, nope, it was 42.
Yay.
No. It's actually 44.
Okay, bro. This isn't like you to not get your facts right.
No, I specifically want to
know
emphasize
you're
this
doing a
because as bro, I kid you the fuck not. As I was doing the research on this,
It kept going up?
Yes.
That's funny. When you considered America to be founded, you know what I mean?
the United States of America was founded in 1776.
I agree with that. That's why I said when you consider it, because like you said, there are people who say otherwise.
Yeah, there's also people who say the world is flat.
Yeah, people are dumb. we both know this.
Now moving into entertainment, I discussed a couple weeks back about how much the domestic box office decreased. I just want to get into some foreign numbers. So as of 2020, all the numbers have come in. Every overseas country decreased its box office by at least 56%.
What do you mean, like the amount of box offices that are open?
No, the money they made.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the money
these profit, I guess you could say.
The money these countries made was at least 56, as high as 76% decline.
That's a lot.
So
COVID.
The United Kingdom collapsed 76%. They were the leader.
Holy shit.
Italy and Spain crashed 72%. China and South Korea tumbled 71%. France and Germany 70%. Australia dropped 69%. And even Japan and Russia declined 60%. Yeah. And this is Japan with the box office summer they had.
Yeah. Well, you know the thing is though too is like a lot of people go to movies. Like the movies is such a wide variety. It's like It's like you don't, no matter what you do there, because the movies isn't what you go for. You go for the content in the movies. So although you have a bunch of people who like action movies, you also have people who like romance movies there. You know what I mean?
But it's the group experience for a lot of people too.
And a lot of people who won't even do anything else. You know what I mean? They're, who like, they don't go bowling. You know what I'm saying? They don't do any outside activities. They'll be like, oh, you know what? I want to see that movie. It's such a popular thing to do.
Yeah.
So, but now it's just like, no one's like, yeah, I'm not even going to do that. Well, I mean, we can't do that.
Or depending on the state you live in, some of the theaters aren't even open. Like Cali, most of those theaters.
Us?
Yeah.
I think we have one open, don't we?
We have the one downtown.
That one's open?
Yeah. All Regal across the nation are shut down. Mm-hmm. Which is the second largest. Yeah.
That's so sad to me, bro.
Yo, but bro, Donyhal pointed this out and he was correct. Even though the AMC Downtown is open, it's only open on the weekends and holidays.
Really? Oh, for the least amount of traffic then, right?
Well,
or the most amount of traffic.
Yeah, for the most.
Yeah.
So Friday through Sunday, and then whatever holiday.
Man, it sucks. I miss going to the movies, man.
Dude.
The sad part is no good movies are coming out because they're all being pushed back.
Exactly. Unless you're a Warner Brothers film.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get on that.
The day and date.
Get on that.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
What?
Kong versus Godzilla.
Looks so good, right?
Hey, it looks so good, dude.
Looks so good. Yo, did you see the meme?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, dude.
Wait, which
That's
meme?
what I wanted to bring up. Wait, which one? I'm talking about the one where it's like people are saying King Kong's going to win.
Oh. Well, I was pointing out the one where they're saying Godzilla started the fight when there's a meme and they have this image where it looks like Godzilla has his hand out like he wants to shake hands. But Kong is punching him in the face. And he was like, why are all these people saying Godzilla started this fight? It's Kong who is punching the man who wants to give him a handshake.
Yeah,
I thought it was funny.
It's just, I see all the memes where fucking like, it was like, Godzilla's got like the fucking laser breath and he's got all this shit. And then Kong is just like, I'm the superior being because I have intelligence or I'm a monkey. It's just hilarious.
Did you hear the rumors that supposedly the Godzilla that is destroying stuff is supposed to be Mecha Godzilla?
That would make sense.
That would. Because the first two Godzilla films in this universe, he is strictly protecting the humans.
Yeah.
So it makes no sense.
That would make sense. You know what's funny, though? In the trailer, I don't know why they decided to show the trailer like that. I mean, it was cool, but it's like, King Kong is on the boat and Godzilla's coming.
Yeah.
And eventually King Kong jumps in the water, and I'm like, bro, everyone knows apes can't swim. Like, no matter how big he is, he shouldn't be able to swim with his muscle mass. It defies. I mean, granted, it defies science, but at the same time, it's like,
wait, apes can't swim?
Their muscle mass is too heavy; they sink.
If he's jumping into the water, he's now going into Godzilla's territory.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I'm like, why would you jump into the water, knowing, like I said, apes can't swim, and knowing that that's Godzilla's, like, that's like me jumping into the fucking water to fight a shark. Nah, bruh. Have that shark come to me, step to me, homie.
Yeah, or jumping into a river with a crocodile or alligator.
Yeah, like, you don't want to fight them on their home turf. Their low body to fat ratio causes them to sink, and their top heavy body composition makes it difficult to keep their heads above the water.
Because all they have such such small lower bodies. Mm-hmm. That is right. So even if they did try to swim like a human because of their legs,
apparently they do like to get in the water sometimes, but they do not like swimming.
But that's shallow water. They probably get Now getting into the video game section of the episode, Xbox Live Gold just doubled its price. What was once $60, $59.99 for 12 months is now the same price for only 6 months. However, just 24 hours later, Xbox/Microsoft did a complete 180 and put the prices back to the normal. And then, in addition to that, they made all free-to-play games multiplayer free, which I did not know this. Xbox, unlike PlayStation, even if there was a free-to-play game,
you still had to have gold.
That is trash.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The more I discover about Xbox, I don't understand why people prefer Xbox over PlayStation.
That's what I'm saying. What we were talking about this was the fact is they wanted to charge so much for that. The main reason I switched away from Xbox is because on the PlayStation, the PS3, when I switched over,
it was free at the time.
You didn't have to play. You didn't have to pay to play. And then when we went to PS4, they added the paying.
But it was still at the time when they first did it. It was $10 cheaper. It was only $50.
Yeah, so I didn't mind that. You know what I mean? And that's why when you mentioned that, I was like, dude, there's no way I'm ever gonna go back to Xbox if that's true. I don't know what they were thinking though. You really think people are gonna be okay with you suddenly doubling it?
Well, their theory is if you're a true Xboxer, you're not going to switch over. So you're just going to say, fuck gold, I'm getting Game Pass.
First of all, fuck that.
No,
that's why it was smart. Like back on the 360, they used to have like these sales where you can, like, buy 3 months, get 3 months free. And I knew someone who bought like 3 years worth of Xbox, and they don't expire.
I know.
So he would have been good, well off. That's what I'm saying. Like, if PlayStation had like a buy a year, get a year, I'd buy like 5 years just to be good for 10.
But you know what you do?
Huh?
You buy it when they're on sale when it goes from 60 to 40.
Dude, every year for the last 2 years, right? So last 2 years, PlayStation goes on sale, right? Around the same time because there's some type of anniversary.
Talking about the Plus, right?
Plus. Yeah. It goes on sale sometime because of like some anniversary or something. Every year I think it's like $12 off. I think you save Like it comes like
No, it's 20, bro. The
it's
past 2
$20
years
off.
has been
Okay, so
it's gone from 60 to 40.
Okay, so that's the sale, right? $40. Every year I forget about this, but guess what happens? My thing's set to auto reset the exact same time the sale's going on. I have to remember that this year, when it comes back out,
I feel
buy
for
the
you.
sale. Buy the sale, yo.
You've lost $40 the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about Sony, I do want to give you some trivia. How many cross-gen console exclusives has Sony had in its lifetime for the PlayStation?
When you say console exclusives, you mean...
So, for example, you know how Miles Morales is PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5? So, that console exclusive.
Oh, that's exclusive to the PlayStation?
You didn't know
I had
that?
no clue.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, only...
Had no clue.
Wow.
Okay, so it's console exclusive. Wait,
Yes.
what's the question again? I don't remember.
How many cross-gen console exclusive games has Sony had over the 5
You said
PlayStation?
cross-gen and console exclusive. That's
Yes.
why I'm confused.
Cross-gen means for a previous generation.
Oh, that's
and then-
right. So it's for both generations.
Yes.
And it's only on that console.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll give you a number. It's less than 69.
Oh, yeah, I'd imagine so.
It's less than 24 as well.
I believe that as well. I don't believe it's high at all. Are you talking about only for PlayStation or for any console in general?
Just PlayStation.
Okay.
It's in the single digits.
Yeah, that sounds more like it. When you told me it was under 69, I'm imagining like it's much lower than 69.
Yeah. I didn't know where your mind was
I
at.
feel like I should know this. Not know it, but like I feel like I should be close to it. Are we counting Spider-Man? Because technically,
Yeah, we are.
Okay, yeah, okay,
Do you want me to give you another hint?
sure.
The PlayStation 5 has more cross-gen console exclusives than the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and 4 combined.
Yeah, I knew that because I'm like I was literally just counting in my head, and I'm like, damn, the PS5 got like 3 or 4 of them, right? So I'm gonna say 6 or 7.
One.
One?
Yeah.
Is it just Spider-Man? It's not. They didn't do the
PlayStation 2, PlayStation
no,
3, and
that's for
PlayStation
Xbox
4
too.
had none.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. The problem is I'm thinking of other other consoles as well.
Yeah.
Like, or I'm not thinking of other consoles, I should say, because I'm like, oh, that's on those two, but then I forget that it's on Xbox as well.
And another great segue, or another great trivia thing, PlayStation as a whole, be it exclusive or third party, has only had 2 games that were launched specifically for the last gen without releasing for the new gen while the new gen was available.
Oh.
God of War 2, it released a couple months after the PlayStation 3 launched.
Mm-hmm.
And then Grand Theft Auto 5 originally launched for 7th generation when the 8th generation was already out. Now moving into business finance. First, we're going to talk about Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos owned Amazon doesn't want their workers voting by mail on unionization. Specifically, Amazon states mailing voting wouldn't be valid or fair while encouraging in-person voting instead. Even though the same Jeff Bezos owned Washington Post was all good with mailing voting for all the political elections.
So he's saying he doesn't want
When it comes
his
to
employees mailing in
votes for
because they support going to vote.
yes.
Well, it doesn't fucking matter. It's my personal time. You have no say in the matter. I understand, yes, Amazon as a company supports that shit. If it's more convenient for me to mail in my vote, bro, it doesn't matter what you think.
I'm not surprised.
It's fucking ridiculous. Can you imagine your boss telling you, yeah, you can't vote that way. You have to vote this way. No, bro, fuck you.
Don't forget he emphasized mailing voting wouldn't be valid or fair. Yet for a political election, it's all gravy. Bro, like I don't know how people don't notice these hypocritical statements more often. Mm-hmm. Now let's get into the interesting news. GameStop, bro.
GameStop. The old GameStop.
So what about this whole situation has fascinated you the most?
How funny it is. I just find it funny. I find the whole situation funny because first of all, it's GameStop, right?
Yes.
Which as we all know, sadly, has been on the decline for years.
That's putting it politely.
Yeah, exactly. So the fact that I woke up to memes of fucking, oh man, GameStop's the new Fortune 500 company. I'm like, what is everyone talking about?
Yo, did you see the memes where they have the yellow bird?
Big Bird, yeah. He's sitting, GameStop sitting in a meeting with all the other
with Amazon and Tesla,
and it's just fucking Big Bird there with the fucking documents. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I woke up to that shit, dude.
That's
and
funny.
to me it was the funniest thing, and it still is the funniest thing.
But you know what's funny too? When that meme started, GameStop stock was only around 115.
Yeah.
So theoretically, if you invested 10 grand at that point and you sold when it reached its higher point, you would have made over 3 times your investment.
Yeah. I just, like I said, I think it's funny. It doesn't really affect me at all because I didn't,
You don't have money.
yeah.
Yep.
Poor people don't got to worry about stocks.
Yep. Okay, so this past week alone, GameStop stock rose 400%.
Yeah.
This month/year, because we're only in the first year, first month, it rose over 1,600%.
Yeah.
Ever since the summertime, it's risen over 4,000%.
Holy shit.
And due to this, the short-selling hedge funds have already lost, this year alone on GameStop, $19.75 billion as of the past Friday. And the funniest part, $8 billion was on Friday alone.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. What I think is
Bro, think about those. That is, or another way to put it, hedge funds lost as much money this year as the entire company of GameStop is worth, even with its skyrocketing prices.
that is pretty funny.
Think as a perspective, that's another way to look at it.
That is pretty funny. I think, like I said, I think it's funny because,
It's the system backfiring.
yeah, exactly. And then people are opposed to it. But the thing is like, that's how you guys made your money in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, your job as this hedge fund is basically to, like I said, you're short stocking companies. And you're hoping for their downfall to make money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
But-
to be fair, when people put it like that, that's incorrect.
Yeah, I get that's incorrect. It's statistics.
It's looking at the yes.
Yeah, I get it. It is statistics. You're
Yes.
not, but that's the thing is, the more they fall, the more money you make.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're hoping on their downfall, but it's like you just want to make money. Like you said, you're there to make money.
Yes.
You're there to make money fast.
And to be fair, people would rather support people who are hoping for a company to succeed than vice versa. Nobody likes a quote unquote bully, and that's what
they're seen as.
Yes.
Yeah, and I get it. That's the thing. But my whole thing is, if you go into that job, you know what your job entails. So when it reverses and it backfires on you, I don't want to hear any complaining. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like that's what you do. It just happened to work around the other way this time. And it's like, that is what it is.
It's like being a serial killer, and then when a cop shoots you, it's like,
yeah, exactly. Well, oh man, why'd you? That's life. I mean, you go around here fucking shooting people, fucking killing other. Like you said, you go around here doing this, and you get upset when someone does it to you, and it's like, well, that's. I mean, what did you think when you got in this game? You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I do want to point out that this year is officially being called the meme stock bubble era.
Oh, nice.
Meaning,
officially.
Yes, where cheap, relatively low market capped stocks that are also heavily shorted get a massive boost by online organized retail investors who, quote unquote, don't have any experience.
Yep.
And there's a great quote I came across. In an odd way, this is a remarkable testament to the internet's ability to facilitate collective action.
Yep.
Which is so true.
Yeah, 100%.
So true.
I was reading the one story about this one guy who, now, he was already very well off. He started a company, I think it was like some company for pets. Like, he did something for pets, I can't remember. He was making really good money, and then I think it was in December, he invested in GameStop stock.
So when it was around $15.
Yeah, I think he invested in like $80 million into it. And now, the article was GameStop made this guy a billionaire. Or GameStop stock made this guy a billionaire.
If he sold.
Yeah, if he sold. And then after everything, I think at that time, it was the stock that he had bought in December was worth like, it wasn't $1 billion. It was close. It was like $893 million.
Well, you heard about the one dude who initiated all of this. He invested 54,000 roughly, and at its peak, it was worth 48 million.
Shit, go right ahead. And the thing is, like I said, I understand the whole like insider trading and everything like that, but at the same time, it's like, how are you supposed to stop it?
Well, you can't.
Exactly. So the best thing to do would just be, I'm not saying let it happen, but
this is my thing though. They need to find a company where people are shorting, but actually has a future succeeding.
Yeah.
Because as great as this sounds, there are going to be quite a few people a week, a month, a year from now that will have lost everything because this trend is for a company that, as much as it's part of my history, it's part of the nostalgia. GameStop.
What, GameStop? Yeah. That's what it is.
But at the end of the day, if you have any common sense and you know how to read statistics and you could look at their income and what they're doing, they are not even worth a fraction of what they're going for now.
It's the meme. It's the meme of it all. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why it's called the meme stock bubble
It's meme
era.
culture, dude.
Yeah.
The internet never fails.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No matter what, the internet is undefeated.
Yeah, it is. Like
It really
you
is.
can't fight it. You can't fight it.
Now, do you clearly understand what shorting a stock means? Like, do you understand the full process?
I think I do.
Okay, so basically, the simplest way to put it, somebody owns a stock, and the person who wants to short a stock borrows the stock.
Okay, yes. That's the only part I was unclear about. So I guess I do get it.
Then he immediately sells it
for what it's worth.
For what it's worth.
Current value.
And then let's say the agreement was to short the stock a month from now.
Yeah.
So 1 month later, he repurchases that same stock from the market.
Yeah.
And then sells it back to the original owner.
Yeah.
Theoretically, if you did the correct math and you were correct, let's say you purchased it, let's say you borrowed at 50 and you thought that the stock was going to decrease $30.
Yeah. So then, yeah, I get it.
So now you just made $30 plus whatever you owe the person you borrow from. Because like when you say you're going to borrow, obviously you need to pay him an additional fee to borrow it. So let's say it's $10. Just like that, you made $20 per share. So if you borrowed 100, you just made $2,000.
Yeah.
That's the simplest way to describe it.
Yeah.
But when you are wrong,
and the shares go up,
you have two options. You either pay out what you lost or what you owe to the individual, or you just borrow more shares to fund what you lost, and you hope that the more shares you borrowed ends up getting back to the process. And that's why the stock has freaking jack.
Yeah, because they just kept cycling and feeding it and feeding it.
Because nobody wants to admit that they're wrong. So instead of paying the person what they owe, they're just going to say, yo, keep them. It's when people compare it to gambling, it's a perfect thing. When you're, how many people,
when you're in the hole, you just keep digging. The only way out is to keep digging.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I said, I just think it's one of the funniest things ever. Mainly because it's GameStop.
And it was so random.
Yeah, I didn't hear about any of this. Literally didn't hear about anything, and then it all happened.
Well, bro, it's the craziest thing. The summertime, it was as low as, it was 3 something, if not 275. The lowest I ever saw during the summer was 275, I believe. Then by the holiday season, it's in the low teens. Then by the beginning of January, it's in the mid to high 30s. And then just legit from one weekend to the next. Like, so the end of one week, the start of the next, it's around 38, 39. The very next, it's skyrocketing into the 70s. Got as high as 100 something. And then over this past week, it started off in the mid, let's say around 50. And now it's been going as high as 4 something.
Yeah. And that's the way stocks work, ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen.
Now, I want to say one more thing, and then we are out.
Out.
For Baseball Hall of Fame class 2021, nobody was inducted.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And by the way, this is the first time since 2013. So it actually happens
That's pretty crazy.
Quite often.
Yeah.
But, yo, I just thought about 2013 was not as close.
I was about to say, yeah, quite often is actually like once every like 8 years, dude. Once every 8 or 9 years. Time flies. That was when we were in high school, by the way. It was when we graduated high school.
And technically, we still had 6 months of that year in high school.
June.
Moving on to sports. Moving on to sports. First up, we got
the UFC. So the most recent UFC was UFC 257 with the major pay-per-view fight, McGregor versus Poirier 2. I put 2.
Because it's the rematch.
The rematch, and let's just say
it didn't go the way McGregor wanted it to go.
And it didn't go the way I expected it to go.
Same.
And I'm about to tell you why, no matter which way you look at it, this was a massive defeat for McGregor's. So, first off, McGregor lost in the middle of the second round. He lost in a technical knockout. And if you're just wondering, Dustin Poirier is the first person ever to knock Conor McGregor out in any form in his MMA career.
Well, to me, to be in my defense, I would say it's kind of Conor McGregor's fault because he retired and then came back.
So you think the hiatus of over a year had a...
Yeah. Once you retire and you're not working out every day, you're not on that same regiment that you used to be on just to fight. It's like once you get off of it, you're just not going to be the same.
And the mindset?
Yeah. Also, well, the mindset might still be there. But body-wise and conditioning and all of that is not going to be the same.
But I would make the case mindset-wise, like for example, Poirier over the past year, he got into 2 fights, and this was his 3rd fight. So your mindset, no matter what, it's like the same thing with any sport. You could practice all you want, but it's never the same as actual real-life match experience.
Well, yeah.
And then to add on to that, there was Michael Chandler in his UFC debut. He technically knocked out Dan Hooker in the middle of the first round. And the reason why this was so important because Dan Hooker is a up-and-coming star. And during the promotion, he was basically guaranteeing that he was going to knock out Chandler. So the reason why I wanted to bring up this match, McGregor was talking about how he was going to knock out Poirier in the first 60 seconds.
And he didn't.
He got knocked out
in the second round.
And then Hooker was saying that he was going to knock out his opponent, Chandler. And once again, he got knocked out. But this time, it was the first round. So, just my opinion, no matter how great you are, no matter how confident you are, the moment...
Stay humble. Simple as that. Because you obviously, especially for me, especially for Conor McGregor, stay humble. Yeah, you haven't got knocked out. Yeah, you was the champ. All of that, blah, blah, blah.
But the moment you make a guarantee.
Exactly. But the moment you retire and then come back and try to make guarantees about someone who's been boxing or been fighting while you was retired, I'm sorry. Just stay humble. Because obviously... And then did you see the little video of him walking out? He had a cane. Them leg kicks was... beating his ass.
But bro, before he had the cane, there was a reason why he got the cane. Because the moment he left the ring, he was legit limping.
Yeah, exactly. So
those leg kicks, it's
leg
true.
kicks was crucial. Them shits was
true.
Man. So stay the fuck humble, guys, or you could get knocked out.
Yeah,
in the first round.
And another thing too, when nobody has ever attacked you in a certain way. And you're going up against such a multifaceted fighter, maybe in your camp you should train for the non-obvious.
Yeah.
Because he was not prepared for those leg kicks. If you're
mixed
not...
martial arts, this is true. This is true. No, it's fine, but you never really know. Like
no, you're just being so blunt, but the simplicity, it's just cutting through all the bullshit. What you're saying is valid.
Yeah. Hey, you said you got to be careful. That's all. Got to be careful.
Okay, so now we're getting into the NBA, and this is going to be the most rapid fire. Jump in with your responses or your thoughts.
Okay.
So over the past week and some change now, there was a game where Chris Paul had 14 assists and 0 turnovers in the first half.
Yeah, man, is the GOAT.
LeBron went for 34 points, 6 assists, and 8 rebounds against the Bucks. Embiid went for 38 points and 11 rebounds off of just 11 of 15 shooting against the Celtics. Yo, Embiid, bro, he's up there for conversation for MVP, the way he's playing so far.
Yeah. If only he can stay healthy. I'm just saying. He needs to stay healthy.
Luka had almost another triple-double against the Spurs where he went for 36 points, 9 assists, and 11 rebounds. But this is the crazy part. A few games later against the Nuggets, he goes for 35 points, 16 assists, and 11 rebounds. And now this is where I mixed up my stats from last week. This is his third career 35, 15, and 10 game. And that's what I was talking about. And by the way, he extends his NBA record for having these types of games before the age of 22. Only one other player had a game like this before 22, and it was Michael Jordan.
He's in the conversation of the greats.
Yes.
This man just became legal to drink once again. But he's in a conversation of the greats.
Well, this is why I said, bro, when I mentioned him. By the way, also think this is within a span of 2 weeks, too. So he's like,
So if you think you're doing something great and you're about to be 30 and you think you're about to accomplish something great, just think of Luka. Someone who just got into the NBA and just became legal to drink. And you've been drinking for quite some time. Just remember, Luka is already breaking records and you haven't even accomplished what you wanted to accomplish.
I'm actually surprised you took that, but hey, I'm glad I'm rubbing off.
Just realize that.
Okay, so the next thing is AD had 37 points in just 28 minutes, shooting 67% from the field. So he was a lean, mean shooting machine that night. The very next night, Jaylen Brown scores 33 points in 19 minutes. And the reason why this is so important, because that broke an NBA record for the most points scored in less than 20 minutes. And this record has been recorded ever since 1954. So Jaylen Brown, yo, you keep doing your thing. And he did this against the Cavs. The Cavs didn't have a good week because LeBron went 46, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds against the Cavs.
As he should.
As he should.
You
think he had a little motivation for that game?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I mean, also because he had to show out for his team, but he also had to let the Cavs know, like,
this is what
the
you're
reason
missing.
why you got a chip.
Yes. And 5 NBA final appearances.
Exactly.
After that, Embiid had another great game where he had 37 and 11 rebounds. So, and by the way, I believe this was the game where this was his third straight 30-plus points and 10-plus rebound game for the week.
We all knew Embiid was great. We just need this man to be healthy. That is it.
And conditioning, bro.
Yeah, and that.
Bill had a 47-point game.
That's nothing new. That man just needs to leave that team.
I'm glad. Great segue, because this is the 10th straight game the Wizards have lost where he put up 40-plus points. Breaking, and now Bill owns an NBA record for that. Most 40-point games with a loss.
Go to the Knicks.
Oh,
No, the Heat. No,
go anywhere. Go to the Nuggets. Go to the Clippers. Go to the Lakers. Go.
No, I was saying those teams because like he can go to a certain team and then take over and still.
The Knicks are good this year, though.
Yeah,
We're going to get into that. Well, they're much better than they have any right to be. Harden had his 4th triple-double with the Nets, 25, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds. This is a game that Durant did not play. Damian goes off for 44 points and 9 assists. That man is, Dame is just...
Dame.
Yes.
Dame Dollar.
Joker just had, past nights, a 47-point game where 33 points was in the first half alone. So, yeah. Oh, and by the way, in this game, they beat the Jazz, which broke the Jazz 11-game win streak, too. So, not only did he get the 47, he got his team the victory against a red-hot Jazz team. Now, to get into specific team stuff that happened or accomplishments, The Jazz broke the record for most threes made in the first 15 games of a season, 248. They hit 265 three-pointers for the month of January, and they just had an 11-game win streak, which we pointed out was stopped. Yeah. And this is the crazy part, too. Just a little highlight. In the month of January alone, they had 7 games where they hit 20-plus three-pointers. You're like, okay. That's not an NBA record. It's not. But the entire Jazz franchise before this season only had 6 such games. They, in 1 month, had 7. The Jazz are legit scary this year. They have shooting.
They were scary last year, but this year they make.
But injuries fucked them up.
Yeah.
A lot of people forget that series against the Nuggets, they didn't have that white 3-and-D guy. Okay, the Lakers won their first 10 road games before losing 2 straight, but they came back and beat the Celtics, baby. Fuck the Celtics. Unless you fuck with the Celtics, then you hate the Lakers, and I respect that too. And last but not least, let's give Curry some fucking recognition. Curry officially surpassed Reggie Miller for the second most threes in NBA history. But let me get into some facts. Curry, when he broke the record, had 2,561 three-pointers. It took him 715 games. Compared to Reggie Miller, that's 674 fewer games. Compared to Ray Allen, that is 359 fewer games. These are 3+ full NBA seasons that he's... And by the way, think about all the seasons where Curry was injured. He would have had this record age-wise much younger. And Curry's still only 32.
He got a good few more years. He got his rings already.
And then if he does the Ray Allen where he just becomes a 3-point specialist, oh, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're quickly going to talk about the NBA records right now, and a lot has changed since the last time we discussed that. So when it comes to the East is shit, guys. You have the Philadelphia 76ers and everybody else. Philly's 15-16, the Nets are 13-9. The Bucks are 11-8, and then everybody else is just, it's bad. It's bad.
I believe it.
When the third seed is 11-8,
that's bad.
And now, just to give you a comparison for the West, the Clippers are now number 1, 16-5. The Jazz are 15-5. The Los Angeles Lakers are 15-6. The Nuggets are 12-8. The Grizzlies are 8-6, and then the Suns are 10-8. Another way I want to put this for you guys, basically, if you're a 6 or 7 seed in the West, you would be a 4th seed vying for the 3rd seed in the East, just to show you the difference.
And that is the NBA. There you go.
Now moving to the NFL, guys. It's not going to be that much because it was only the NFL championship game. Yes, we are technically late, but hey, we gotta discuss it, right? So the championship AFC, you had the Chiefs versus the Bills, and I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet. It did not go good for the Bills.
Not at all. But I already said that.
Yes. So the Chiefs won 38-24, but that score really doesn't even embody how bad the game actually was, because at one point the Chiefs went on a 38-3 run. Yes, all 38 of the Chiefs' points were basically scored consecutively.
Yeah. And
then for the NFC, the Buccaneers beat Green Bay Packers 31-26. Yeah, Tom Brady's only one of 2 quarterbacks to have a winning record in the postseason with 3+ interceptions thrown. He has a 3-1 record when he throws 3 interceptions in a postseason game. So, yeah, Tom Brady is the GOAT, even though he wins games not due to him.
That's great. That's great.
Now, to get into some stats, I wanted to point out how this championship weekend was the first championship weekend in NFL history where all 4 starting quarterbacks entered the game with at least 6 straight wins. So, Tom Brady had 6 straight wins going into the game. Aaron Rodgers had 7 straight wins. Josh Allen had 8. And Patrick Mahomes had 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
To go off of the Chiefs bandwagon, the Chiefs became the first team in the AFC to host 3 straight championship games, and they're just the second team in NFL history to host 3 straight championship games. By the way, if you're wondering, who's the second team? If you said the Eagles, you are correct. From 2002 to 2004, the Eagles made 3 straight NFC championship games. What do these 2 teams have in common, you're wondering? They both had the head coach, Andy Reid.
Andy.
Yes. Yep. And then in Aaron Rodgers' Green Bay loss, Aaron Rodgers threw multiple touchdowns, which was his 9th straight postseason with multiple touchdowns, breaking an NFL record. So, I guess make lemonade out of lemons. Look on the bright side. I'm not trying to give any credit to the Buccaneers, bro.
You get apple juice out of apple?
Yes.
Orange juice out of oranges?
Yes. And then chocolate pie out of shit.
I don't think that goes together, but yeah.
Yeah. If you've seen The Help, you guys know what I'm talking about. Just don't eat that pie, though.
Not the chocolate one.
No.
Please.
Yeah. Yo, pumpkin pie can technically look like shit, too, though, so I wouldn't go with pumpkin.
Here we go again.
With this pumpkin.
Watch the last episode of Rhinos and Aliens, guys. We're going to have a whole lot of talking about pumpkin.
And to end this episode, we're going to end it with Urban Meyer, one of the greatest college coaches of all time. He is officially the coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, that's all I have to say.
I finally got my Drew Brees jersey, guys.
Woo, woo.
Got it before he retired.
Yeah. I'm going to end this on a good note. Well, with that, guys,
that terrible disappointment.
We want to say thank you and
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep. Peace out and cadoodle.
Oh, you don't want to tell them to do certain things?
No, I think I have something planned to where I'm going to have if Donyhal do that.
Oh, you're going to throw some in?
Yeah.
Throw something in? A little razzle dazzle?
Yeah.
All right, I like that. Okay. All right, guys. I like to be there. I don't like to do it, though.
Yeah.
My presence needs to be there, though.
I really don't like doing it either. I just do it because of Donyhal. He's so energized.
He does. That's the thing. He's there. It's perfect because I'm like, yeah. And you know me. I just like to throw things on. You know? Like he's doing all that. I'm like, yeah.
And bro, it's so weird because when he could have an episode where he's very bland or he's like very neutral. And then the moment it's time to do the 5-finger rhino thrust, it just...
He likes thrusting, man.
I know. He must really like it. I would say love in this case.
That's what I'm saying. He loves the thrust.
All right. Thank you, guys. We hope to see you next week. LOPH and Cadoodle.
See ya.
Just a friendly reminder, guys. Hit the subscribe button in this corner. And then for the newest video. Then for the most recommended. And then for our famous dick pic.